All right, let's talk about something that gets us all, whether we admit it or not, the fear of failure. It's this sneaky, quiet voice in the back of our heads that holds us back from what we could really be. So today, we're gonna pull back the curtain, see how it works, and most importantly, figure out how to get past it.
So let's just start right here with a question for you. Think about the last time you kinda pumped the brakes on a big idea. You probably told yourself you were just being cautious, you know? Smart, responsible. But what if all that caution wasn't caution at all? What if it was just fear wearing a really, really clever costume?
And this is really the core of it, isn't it? We expect fear to feel like this huge, dramatic moment of panic or terror. But honestly, most of the time, it's so much quieter. It's that endless planning that never leads to action. It's constantly delaying for the right time. Or my favorite, just chalking it all up to being realistic.
So yeah, that's our first stop. Fear's clever disguise. We're gonna dive into exactly how this emotion manages to fly under the radar, making us think we're being so logical and strategic when really, we're just playing it safe.
So what's its secret weapon? Well, fear puts on this logical mask. From the outside, researching for another month or tweaking the plan for the 10th time looks super disciplined and smart, but what's really going on inside? Oftentimes, it's just fear finding a way to make sure we never actually have to take that jump.
And that's where this whole idea of avoidance comes in. But here's the thing we have to get clear on. What are we actually avoiding? It's usually not the work itself. Nope, it's that moment of exposure. You know, that point where what we've been working on is suddenly out in the world, where people can see it, and yeah, where they can judge it.
So this fear of being judged, it's a huge part of the psychology of being stuck. Why is this feeling so powerful that it can just freeze us in our tracks? Well, the reasons, they're buried pretty deep in our own heads.
Okay, so the first thing we gotta get straight is this. The actual event, the project that doesn't fly, the proposal that gets rejected, that's not really the problem. Seriously, that's just an outcome. It's just a thing that happened.
No, the real power, the real sting, comes from the meaning we attach to it. It's the story we tell ourselves about what that failure means. That's what hurts, not the event itself.
And what's that story we're telling ourselves? It's that failure isn't just a temporary setback. We see it as a direct hit on who we are. We make it mean something permanent about us. That we're not smart enough, we're not talented enough, we're just not good enough.
And this whole thing, it feeds itself. It's this vicious cycle we call the avoidance trap. It starts when you sidestep a challenge you're scared of. And for a second, you feel this whoosh of relief. Whew. But then your brain goes, hey, that worked. Avoiding the scary thing made us feel better. And guess what? The next time, that fear comes back even stronger.
Okay, so how in the world do we get out of this trap? Well, that brings us right to our third section, the mindset shift. This is the real turning point, where we stop just talking about the problem and start actively changing the way we think.
And this, right here, this is the key that unlocks the whole thing. Avoiding something scary feels good for a minute, but the fear always comes back, right? Usually bigger than before. But taking action, even a tiny, shaky step, that's the only thing that actually proves to your brain that you can handle it. That's the permanent fix.
You know, a really big piece of this puzzle is getting the difference between perfectionism and just having high standards. See, perfectionism is a trap. It keeps you from starting because it demands you know the outcome for sure. It treats any mistake like a catastrophe. High standards, though, that's totally different. That's about encouraging effort and knowing that mistakes are how you learn. One keeps you stuck, the other helps you grow.
So this totally flips the script on how you see fear. Instead of a command, a big red stop sign, what if you treated it as just information? When you feel that nervousness creeping in, it's just a signal. It's telling you that you're about to do something that matters, something important. It means you're stepping up.
All right, mindset is one thing, but let's get practical. How do you actually do this? That brings us to section 4, how to move with fear. These are the real, tangible things you can start doing, like right now.
So here's your toolkit, your go-to strategies. First up, change what success means. Make it about showing up and giving it your best shot, not about a perfect result. Then, and this is huge, separate what you do from who you are. A project can fail. That doesn't make you a failure. Start taking small steps into discomfort, little by little. And finally, please remember this. Confidence is not a requirement for starting. It's the reward you get after you start.
I really want to double click on that last point because it is so important. Waiting to feel ready is maybe fear's greatest trick.
You can't think your way into being ready. Readiness isn't a feeling you wait for, it's a thing you build, one messy, imperfect action at a time.
So at the end of the day, all of this comes down to a choice about the kind of world you're going to live in. And that's our final section, Your World Expanded. This is about the two paths in front of you and where each one leads.
And honestly, the choice couldn't be more clear. Every time you choose avoidance because you're scared, your world gets just a little bit smaller. The list of things you can't or won't do gets a little longer. But every single time you choose courage, and that just means acting even when you're scared, your world gets bigger.
And look, if you're still weighing the risks, just think about this for a second. We worry so much about the sting of failure. But the long-term pain of regret, looking back and thinking about all the chances you didn't take because you were afraid, that is almost always so much worse. You see, failure teaches you something. Regret just haunts you.
Because here's the crazy thing you find out when you finally decide to move with your fear. You realize you weren't actually running from failure. You were just running from a feeling. And when you stop running, what you find on the other side isn't the disaster you imagined. It's freedom.
So that leaves one final question for you. Are you going to choose the small, shrinking, but seemingly safe world of avoidance, or the bigger, uncertain, and ultimately freeing world of courage? The choice is yours to make every single day. So, what world will you choose to live in?